Get ready for a big warm-up right into this holiday weekend, but an active weather pattern is not out of the picture completely. That's right, we have several changes through this 3-day weekend. So we're going to take a deep dive into your most reliable forecast. Hey everyone, I'm Chief Meteorologist Darrell Winninger from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center, and across the high desert on this Thursday, it has just been cool. It has been cloudy. We've even had some sprinkles through our Tri-County area, and as of this afternoon, just before 3 o'clock, we do see some breaks in the clouds, but for the most part, still a lot of cover, and temperatures are reflecting that. And there have been a couple of prescribed burns through this week, but when we look at the air quality conditions, we are sitting in the green. Now, what's on the map, that contour color, that is from the DEQ, that's the hourly average, and all those little dots are sensors from eSpace, a local company in Bend that is helping to track the air quality conditions. Those real-time sensors also showing good air quality. Now, there have been times of reduced air quality. I think I saw the Lapine sensor at moderate at one point, but not too bad at all. And when we look at satellite and radar, this satellite imagery is a blend between visible and infrared, and it just shows a blanket of clouds over Central Oregon. Radar does not show much in the way of precipitation, and that system, the low pressure that pushed through last night, brought us some rain. Some of that lingered into this morning, is pushing well off to the northeast and away from our area. We will start to see the clouds breaking a little bit through the rest of this evening. And when we look at infrared satellite imagery, I threw an enhancement on this so we could really see where the thick clouds are. And right now, it's mostly lower level cloud cover over Central Oregon. And even on the other side of the Cascades through the valley, there's a lot of low level cloud cover over there as well. And winds are mostly at a light breeze. Another way to tell that is these isobars, the white lines, constant lines of pressure. Those are pretty spread out. Now, winds this evening will get breezy at times, but when we look at the big picture, one of the reasons why we have the isobars on here, when we look at the big picture, there's a broad area of high pressure way out over the Pacific Ocean. That's building into the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to continue to strengthen right over our region through the next several days. That's going to help with our warming trend. It's also going to keep this low over the Gulf of Alaska, almost pushing back at the low, not really letting it move. Now, waves of moisture are going to spin off of this low. We just don't catch one until later in the week and going into next week. So just another look at some satellite imagery. We have water vapor and pressure. The pressure hasn't changed, but I just switched out the satellite imagery, and it shows a very dry air mass right over Central Oregon and on the other side of the Cascades. So we haven't been seeing much in the way of sprinkles through the middle and mid part of the day and afternoon, and that's because of this dry air mass parked over our region. Now, when it comes to highs in the last 24 hours, we have a couple holdovers on this map where you see those 70s. Those are holding over from yesterday. Mostly we've been in the 50s and 60s, and a few more 60s are expected before we start to turn the temperature down this evening. I really think we're going to get really close to that forecast high of low to mid 60s for most of the high desert. Just not everybody. One of the sister sensors is only showing 51 degrees, but this represents a 1 to 11 degree drop in temperatures in just the last 24 hours. So a big cool down after that system, and the warm up starts tomorrow. When we go ahead and look at our temperature trend, tonight we're falling back to either side of 40 degrees, and then tomorrow, topping out on Friday to wrap up the work week and go into this Memorial Day weekend, we're topping out in the low 70s and some upper 60s. So here's what's happening. We have that low that's pushing out of our area, and we have a ridge of high pressure building into the region. So tomorrow, that's going to be our transition day. We still have a little bit of cloud cover lingering over the high desert. Some of that cooler air mass is still there, but temperatures begin to warm up, and that warming trend continues through Saturday, through Sunday, and so we're expecting to go from either side of 70 degrees to 70s and some 80s across the high desert Saturday, with more sunshine. That UV forecast, the UVI, the ultraviolet index is going to be much higher. It's going to be around 8. So if you're spending a lot of time outdoors, you want to use that sunscreen. Seek the shade when you feel you've had a little bit too much sun, and stay hydrated. Now, by Sunday, even warmer, but that next system starts to break through, and we begin to see a chance of showers by Sunday afternoon getting into the evening. Any showers that develop, we're going to be tracking for the potential of thunderstorm activity, but we're going to look at that forecast model here in just a little bit. So just our temperature trend shows that we are warming up in the warmth continues to come by Sunday. Then Monday we get a dip in temperatures, but it's going to be a brief one, and even just bringing us down to that seasonal range just in time for Memorial Day. Now, our forecast model actually shows where we're going to see those rain chances, or when we're going to see those rain chances, I should say. So here through the next couple of hours, a few sprinkles here and there, not much at all. And then overnight, we keep a lot of this cloud cover, but by Friday, we start to clear out. Best chance of showers on Friday is going to be Eastern Oregon and South Central Oregon, pretty much moving around our neck of the woods. Then by Saturday, more sunshine than clouds. By the afternoon, a few clouds develop, but we stay dry. Sunday, that's when the pattern starts to shift. It's also going to be the warmest day out of the next 7, or out of the next several, I should say, because it gets even warmer late next week. But let's go ahead and look at this forecast model. It shows that by Sunday afternoon, some showers are starting to develop. And that's because of this cold front bearing down on the coastline, but that cold front is also fizzling out. Going past Sunday, we do see some showers Sunday night going into Monday. Going to be very hit and miss. This is mostly going to be a dry front, but it will bring a chance of some showers and then a dip in temperatures with stronger winds. By Tuesday, back to more sunshine. By Wednesday, still mostly sunshine with a few clouds out there. And then by Thursday, we start to see another cold front. Once again, that's going to be another dry front rolling through the high desert. And Wednesday is actually going to be the top temperature out of the next 7 days. So between now and Saturday at 11 p.m., we are looking at a few sprinkles. That's the rest of this evening. Not much at all going on there. Then by Sunday afternoon going into Sunday night, more showers are expected. It doesn't look like heavy rain is in the forecast, just some scattered showers impacting most of the high desert. But that Sunday night going into Monday, by the rest of Monday, it should be similar to tomorrow when we're looking at in and out clouds, and temperatures are going to be cooler but still seasonal. Our wind gusts today have been below 20 miles per hour for most of the high desert. Where you're seeing those green areas, that's where it's been above 20 miles per hour, and actual wind speeds are 2 to 12. Not too bad at all. And it's been a light breeze through most of the day. Remember that white line in the middle of the graphic, that's your now line. Everything to the left of it is observed, already happened. Everything to the right is forecast. So through this evening, winds are going to get a little breezy at times, but then by Friday, a light breeze that picks up during the afternoon and evening a little bit. And we repeat that again on Saturday. So for tonight, temperatures are falling back through the 40s, reaching into the 30s. A chilly start is expected. We get our clearing on Friday, and the warming trend begins with temperatures topping out in the 70s and some 60s on the map. We keep warming up through Saturday and Sunday, but by Sunday afternoon, that's our next chance of some scattered showers that linger into the overnight hours. Little bit of sprinkle activity possible on Monday, and that's when we get our next dip in temperatures. Remember, I said we're dipping back to near average for this time of the year, so the high of 72. Then Tuesday, we start to rebound with those temperatures, still a little bit breezy at times. Wednesday, we peak at 85 degrees, well above average for this time of the year. That average high is 71. We're beating that by 14 to 15 degrees. And then Thursday, we see that next system Wednesday night going into Thursday, and that brings another slight dip in temperature. So overall, we still are going to be in that roller coaster pattern when it comes to our temperatures. Lows reflect that, mostly staying in the 40s, some 30s out there, and there are only a couple chances of rain. The first one is going to be late Sunday through maybe into Monday morning. The second one is going to be Wednesday night going into Thursday, but remember, both of these are dry fronts. We're not looking at too much. So here are your headlines for Thursday, May the 22nd. Sunshine and warming are on the way through this holiday weekend. It's going to be gorgeous and getting warmer each day until that next system. Between now and the time that next system starts, it'll stay very dry. Winds get breezy at times. And this holiday weekend, this Memorial Day weekend, we're looking at 70s and 80s. And even with that Sunday night, Monday cold front, we're looking at a dip in temperatures, but only dropping down to near average, so lower to mid-70s expected by Memorial Day. That is the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. We'll have the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. Also, through the evening lineup, I will be live at General Duffy's. It's going to be fun. The fair, the Deschutes County Fair is doing their announcement party for the different concerts that are going to be happening at the fair this year. And so if you are going down there, go ahead and stop me and say hi. But other than that, y'all have a good evening, and we'll see you later.